Hey there guys, we have not done something in quite a long time. In fact, it's been probably over 50 episodes since we've done something like this. So let's try it out. So, there's probably mostly players that are pretty good at this game who are playing this game lately. Not really too many newer players, especially that watch my videos. This game's been around for quite a while now, guys. So it's not like we're gonna magically find a bunch of random people that do not know how to play this at all. But I'd still like to go over it and just maybe make some fun for you guys and have some fun. Well, there you go. Look at this fantastically amazing person right here. A 000 player. So we have somebody who's never played this game before, I don't think. Maybe they're making a new account or something. That is totally possible as well. But what I wanted to show you guys is how to win with the original 5 towers. So you only start off with darts, tacks, snipers, ninjas, and cannons. That's all you start off with. So how do you beat people with these towers? It's reasonably difficult to do it, but the main thing that I want you guys to understand is that you're really not going for the amazing defense. You're going for good attacks. And if you know the good attacks, you should win most of your games, because a lot of the newer players, they don't know when to attack, they don't know what to attack with. So if we can start attacking people and get a solid enough defense until level 12 or 13, we'll be okay for surviving, and then we'll kill them on those levels. And that's exactly what we're going to try and do today. So what I like to do is I always start off with a cannon when I'm dealing with this stuff. You know, cannons are one of your best towers even for pretty much any single strategy, let alone when you're a sort of noob cakealicious player. This guy's all starting off the cannon. It's not the greatest spot in the entire world, but hey, you know, what are we gonna do? It's not a bad spot whatsoever. It's kind of in the middle of the map, especially if he has no idea what he's doing. If he's never played this game before, he's probably gonna be extremely confused. We can tell right now by if he sends out balloons or not, if he understands how to play the game. And no, it does not look like he knows how to play the game at all. So in fact, we're probably gonna win very, very early. Oh no, he is sending out balloons against me, kind of. Maybe he's testing out the water, seeing what happens when you send out balloons and stuff. I don't know, maybe he just sees all those red balloons and is getting kind of scared, so he decided to start sending them out against me as well. But you definitely have to get some. We could probably beat him on level like 8 or so if he is a half noobish player. You know, we can get some regrow blacks or regrow whites or something like that to help kill him fairly fast. Or maybe even level 6, he doesn't realize that black balloons can come out if he doesn't have anything besides a cannon. Or maybe he gets cluster bomb or something like that. We can just boom shock-a-lock his face off. And what you're gonna notice is since I have the money, why not do it, guys? Let's already get the cluster bombs and then start sending out the blue balloons. You want to start sending out the blue balloons as soon as level 4 happens. He is not really doing so great right now. I could also just pink rush him and do a lot of damage. And yeah, let's do that a little bit. Let's scare him a little bit into buying some other things. He doesn't really understand what's going on, but I'm trying to show you guys how to not always win every single game with these noobalicious towers, but at least have a good understanding of how to win, or what to do if you are a new player coming out, or if you get random towers that are something like this. Anyways, if you notice, we're basically just killed him with those pink balloons. In fact, let's just finish him off with these last few pink balloons here, and that is the end of the game. So anyways, that was just kind of weird game, because that never ever happens like that, guys. It never happens where I face a player who's never played the game before. I haven't done that since I was a total noob cake. Since I had like 10 games or something like that. So anyways, hopefully we're going to play a little bit better. Oh, here we go. See, these are the people that I wanted to play, and to show you guys how good we can do with these silly little towers right here. I do recommend for sure, if you like the ninjas, you can get the ninjas instead of like the dart monkeys or something like that if you want, but I don't really recommend it very much at all. In fact, I'd say stay away from the ninjas at all costs. The first thing you want to do, though, is with your medallions. If you win a couple games, buy the boomerang. The boomerang's fantastic. You can get the boomerang instead of some other tower here. Probably dart monkeys or something like that. But I'm going to do the exact same thing. Wow, this is weird. We're actually on the same level again. So this guy's got boomerangs. This guy's got a 30,000 freaking battle score, which is about 5 times as much as me. So he's got a lot more experience, to say the least. A lot more experience. Doesn't mean he's better. Doesn't mean he's going to easily beat me, especially because we're using these noobalicious towers right here. And let me tell you guys, you are at a disadvantage using these 4 towers. Definitely. It's not like you can't win, but you are at a pretty extreme disadvantage, because lack of boomerangs equals lack of popping power. The only real good popping power you have are actually cannons right here. So we'll have to make that work. Also, the other towers aren't really meant for a lot of popping power. They're just meant as support towers. For example, the tack shooter is good for popping black balloons, so your cannon can do the popping power on the balloons that pop out of the blacks. The sniper, you definitely need him for camo leads, so make sure you have at least one sniper for camo leads. That's what I like to do, and then if I need to, I usually just build another one. But usually people don't set enough camo leads that it's pertinent for you to get 2 snipers and waste all your money on those guys. In fact, you want to get as many cannons as possible. That's really what you want to do, especially if you can get a 4-2 cannon or something like that for pretty late game. You can actually survive a lot of regrow rainbow, regrow ceramic rushes and stuff like that with just cannons and tack shooters. It's really not that hard. In fact, you know what I should do on one of these late games? I'm not even going to try and kill anybody. I'm actually going to try and just survive into late game. So here we go. I should be sending out blue balloons right now. I just totally forgot about that. I want to make sure you keep up your economy, guys. If you are a new player, economy is extremely important, and the best way to get economy is, if you notice this little economy thing right here, this is at like 362 and it keeps going up and up. Every single time you send out a balloon, your economy goes up. So what you want to do is, you don't want to send out economy the entire game. You actually want to send out economy until 2.5 minutes before you're going to kill somebody. That is the standard rule, but oftentimes you don't know exactly when you're going to kill somebody, so usually stop around level 6, 7, or 8. Somewhere around there is a good time. If you're a newer player, I recommend stopping earlier. If you're a pretty advanced player, I recommend stopping later. In fact, sometimes I actually stop around level 10, 11, sometimes even 12. Sometimes I go even further than that with my economy and stuff like that. So anyways, level 6 is next, so you have to make sure you have something for black balloons. What's the best thing to do? I don't think a sniper, 2 snipers are really important at all. I think the best thing to do is actually just get a freaking tack shooter. So a tack shooter right here is actually a perfect spot for popping black balloons. 1, 2, and you have to get a 3-0 tack shooter though. A 2-0 tack shooter would just not cut it. And then green balloons. More economy balloons. Yeah, so we're going to actually stop probably around level 7 for economy balloons. Also, you're noticing that this guy's only has a 3-0 boomerang. So like I was saying earlier, the main point is not to have the best defense in the entire world the entire time. It's to get some good kill balloons sent out at your enemy. Get them scared and stuff like that. And you should be able to kill him kind of early. So now this guy's got a 3-0 boomerang. So what can we do? Well, you're noticing he's still sending out balloons against me, and the round is almost over, so he does not really have very much money at all. So regrow blacks are going to be a fantastic thing for me right now. I'm going to send out a bunch of regrow blacks, and you know what? I'm pretty sure that the guy's going to regrow a bunch of these blacks into a bunch of regrow pinks, and they're all going to go back into regrow blacks, and we should do a lot of damage to this guy right now, unless he gets something up pretty darn soon here. There you go, we did a lot of damage to him with those regrow blacks and stuff like that, and it definitely scared him quite a bit. He's got 2 3-0 boomerangs, which is quite a bit of popping power, but you have to remember they did nerf those 3-0 boomerangs, so they're not 10,000 pops anymore, they are 100 pops, so they're not quite as good as they used to be. Also, you have to make sure you have camo detection. So what is your freaking camo detection? That is probably our biggest weakness when you're using these 4 towers right now. We have to start setting up our camo detection, and the best thing to do is get a sniper, 1 and 2, so you want to get a 1-2 sniper, at least one of them, and then you also want to get some sort of dart monkey. So we're going to get a couple, 2, 3 dart monkeys right here. And I think that's good enough for me for right now. We'll get 3 of them, and we'll put these guys on strong, actually. And if we need to, we'll build more dart monkeys or more snipers, depending on what he sends out at me. You also don't want to put your dart monkeys right at the edge here. That's actually the worst thing to do. Or no, not the worst thing to do, but not really a fantastic thing to do. So what we can do is on level 13, we could either try and rush him, or we can try and survive. And with his defense right now, it is not amazing, but it's also not awful. But I'm pretty sure we can actually not kill him right now. At least I don't want to take the chances on it. So, he's got a really solid defense, so it's hard to kill somebody when they have a solid defense, especially when you don't have the most fantastic defense in the entire world. If he sends out camo balloons, I need to get some sort of, you know, dart monkeys up to 2-3, or maybe another sniper or something like that. But what we can do is we can actually kill him right here. So we're going to send out a couple ceramics, a couple regrow rainbows, and this should actually be enough killing power to kill him. He does not have enough to pop those regrow ceramics, at least if you ask me. It definitely does not look like he has enough. And we have a regrow ceramic getting all the way through here, and that should actually end up killing him. That should be all the lives completely destroyed, I believe. No? Oh my goodness, he's actually still alive. That's kind of crazy, actually. Can't believe he still has 18 lives left. So I think we should probably go for another rush against him. He's still going with economy balloons for some reason. So let's actually just sell everything and go for an all-out rush against this guy. Let's do it, guys. We're going to send out a couple of regrow ceramics, a couple of regrow rainbows, a couple more regrow ceramics, and then we're actually just going to sell everything and just go for a solid rush against this guy right here. Hopefully it's going to be enough. I have honestly no freaking idea if it's going to be enough. He's got that wizard right there, and that Holy bejesus, I don't think we're going to win this game, guys. Too many attacks for me. It's kind of sad, but that's what you got to do, guys. Put your sniper on strong as well. Make sure you do that. And we really don't have very much to defend anymore. If he tried to rush me with something, I'd probably lose fairly easily. Also, I could try and hold out for a Moab rush. Could do a quick Moab rush against him or something like that. We obviously don't have enough popping power right now, so we need to get a 3-0 cannon for sure. We need to get a 3-0 cannon, and that should be enough popping power to hold off some of these balloons in time for me to wait for a Moab or a regrow ceramic rush. I think the regrow rainbows were getting popped too fast by this 3-0 cannon, and they were a pretty big waste, and we probably should have sent out more regrow ceramics. So honestly, I don't know what I should do right now, guys. Should I try and hold out, or should I try and rush him? I have no idea. Usually you want to try and kill your enemy as fast as possible. That's why I kept going for those rushes. Like late game, I'm so totally weak. I'm definitely really weak late game with my towers here. I could get some Moab Maulers to deal with the Moabs, but overall it's just usually not enough. So what I want to do is actually still sending out some of these economy balloons, which is kind of odd. The next level ceramics come out, so I really cannot beat ceramics with this defense. So I'm actually just going to wait out this round right here, and then I'm going to rush him with a crazy amount of regrow ceramics on him I got on the next level. I'm actually going to sell my cannon again for an extra $1,500 here for a quick rush. So let's get ready for it, guys, and regrow ceramic time. Full regrow ceramics, that's like $7,000 worth of regrow ceramics packed together. He does not have a 4-2 cannon, so I'm thinking, you know what, it actually might be enough popping power, but no, it is enough pop, so we lose that game. Alrighty, guys. So, sadly enough, we lost that game. I can't believe he survived that quick rush on level 15 right there. Just barely survived it. And we'll try again here. Maybe we can beat somebody else. I mean, obviously, at 30,000 battle score, which is quite a bit. And he had his salad towers up, and it's just hard to beat people when they have that much battle score. But we'll keep trying here with some of these new malicious towers. Maybe we can do a little bit better. You know, mostly when you're a new player, you're not going to be playing people who are that good. You're mostly going to be playing people who don't really know how to play as much. And you should have a much easier time versus these people. For example, this guy right here, he does have a... And you know what, he's actually has a pretty bad record. So we should do the exact same thing here. We'll do Dart Monkey, Sniper, and Cannon. And we might have to just... What we could do is we could try and go late game if we wanted to with cannons and Moab Maulers all over the place. And it would totally work. But I'm not trying to show you guys exactly what you should do for... you know, those select few games. I want to show you guys what you should do on most of your games. And on most of your games, you should be going for quick attacks, level 13, level 15, that's it. All those quick attacks. And the best thing to attack with is usually regrow rainbows, level 13, regrow ceramics, level 15. That's about it. That's all you need to do is rush with those guys. So here we go, we got close, we'll go 1 and 2, so we got a 2-0 cannon to start off with. You notice I did that all 3 times, doesn't matter which level, get a 3-0 cannon. And this is Monkeyface619, and he recognized that I am from YouTube. A lot of people actually do recognize me, kind of surprisingly. I don't feel like I'm super famous or popular or anything, but a lot of people tend to notice who I am. Anyways, we are going to stop talking to him if he asks any more questions, because I don't feel like talking to people during the games. I'm usually all in strategy mode. I'm not usually in talkative mode. So what we want to do is, if he starts rushing me with any sort of other balloons, I will eventually get a 3-0 cannon, which will be more than enough popping power. You're noticing that he's not going to he's not sending out any balloons against me, which is the exact worst thing to do. If he's building some farms or something like that, I could totally understand him doing that, but now I realize why his record's so bad. He's not building any farms. So what you want to do is start sending out blue balloons as soon as level 4 happens. We're going to let our red balloons slowly fade down, and then watch that. Hold down the 2 button, and tons of blue balloons all over the place. You're also realizing that I have an extreme economy of level 4. 350 is a ton of economy, and that's because he's not rushing with any balloons, so I'm really not worried about losing those few lives right there. That is not a big deal at all. Don't worry about your lives too much if you're kind of a noobish player. Don't think that having 100 lives is bad news, because it's really not. If you have more than 50 lives, you're okay. Economy is more important than lives, especially for the beginning rounds. Don't worry about them too much. Now, if you're just totally epically failing and you're losing 100 lives on level 3, that's not good at all. No, don't do that. But I'm just saying, if you lose a life here and a life there, and you're sacrificing your lives for economy, definitely an important thing to do. Definitely a smart thing to do, even though it may seem kind of silly. Anyways, it's time. We got a 3-0 cannon right here, and the 3-0 cannon. Look at that fantastic placement right there on the 3-0 cannon. It pops balloons all the way around over here, pop balloons all the way at the top, pop balloons all the way over here as well, pretty much all over the map, especially even if you get like an even stronger cannon. Now what you have to do, you do have to be careful about is the black balloons. So if he does start sending out black balloons against me, I will do a quick tack shooter action right over here. I'll put it right over here, and that should be my tack shooter popping power, or my black popping power. But in the meantime, if he doesn't rush me, guess what I have? More freaking economy. So we're going to get massive amounts of economy this game. And I'm going to still try to beat him on level 13, but if he has a solid defense, I'll probably just go more late game action. And guess what? I'm actually not that bad with late game action. So he's trying to rush me with pink balloons, which doesn't really make much sense at all. He should be rushing me with black balloons. Maybe it was an accidental send out, and there you go. There's the black balloons. So what you want to do is get a 3-0 tack shooter, and that should pop all the black balloons if you put it in the right spot and do it the correct way. There's a 3-0 tack shooter, and then the cannon should be able to pop everything else. Also, I got a 3-1 tack shooter just because it's that little bit of extra range that really helps you out in the long run. And then we can go more freaking economy here. So we're probably going to get about a 700 economy. Like I was saying to you guys, most of the time if you're a newer player, stop around level 6 for your economy. But if you are pretty reasonably decent, or if you're pretty good, you can go 7, 8, 9, 10, somewhere around there and stop with your economy, at least for the first part. I know some people go back and they go with some economy around 15, 16, 17, 18. That's okay too. In fact, I definitely recommend doing that. Get some economy before the MOABs do come out. So what I need to do is now I need to get some sort of solid defense. We're just going to get up to 800. That's going to be one more 6-second economy boost here. 41 and 42. And then we're going to spend all that money. And now I'm just going to start saving up for a solid defense. So we're going to get a bunch of tack shooters, a bunch of juggernaut monkeys, and also our sniper. So the best place to put the juggernaut monkey, I think, is right actually here. So I'm going to put 2 of them right here. Put them both on last. And this is really the only level that you can put juggernaut monkeys on, which is kind of weird. Normally you want to get a couple 2, 3 dart monkeys. You want to get 2, 3 dart monkeys for the most part, because 2, 3 dart monkeys are very good for popping pretty much anything. You know, they have reasonable amount of popping power. They can aim pretty well. So overall, they're actually pretty good towers. And they do kill camo balloons as well as help pop other balloons, especially black balloons, stuff like that. So the reason why I put them here is because they are out of the range of this thingamabob, and you actually don't want them to be in the range of that. It's actually bad news to be in the range. So anyways, we have 2 of those guys that can also pop camo lead, so that's another way to pop camo leads if you don't want the sniper. So if you don't need the sniper, don't get it. You know, that's the only reason you really have the snipers, for camo leads. If you need to build 1 or 2 of those guys, go right ahead. Now what we're going to do is we're actually going to go for... we obviously cannot beat him with anything right now except for regrow camos. So he does not have enough camo detection at all. I mean, look at this. He only has 1 tower for camo detection, so we send out a good amount of balloons. And guess what? We're easily going to win this game right here. It's pretty much no match. I mean, that wizard's just making everything get regrowed, and that was a pretty easy game right there. So let's play another one for you guys, and hopefully we can play a little bit more intense game, like that second one that we played today. I prefer those, but I think what we're going to do is if we have somebody who's really good, we're actually just going to go to late game. I'm going to make it go to late game. I really am. So let's see. How good is this guy? He's pretty good. So let's make this go into late game, guys. At least we're going to try for late game. That's not what you're going to do every single time. You honestly, like I said, if you get a chance, beat him on level 13, beat him on level 15. That's the basic plan of what you want to do. But if you know, if you're playing somebody who's really, really good and you're like, you know what, I cannot beat him with a regrow rush, which most players who have over 2,000 battle score, you just can't beat them with an easy regrow rush on level 13 or 15. Sometimes you can do it with fancy regrow rushes where you mix balloons and like ceramics and rainbows and stuff like that. Sometimes you can win with that, but you know, I don't know. Anyways, you can also start off with a tack shooter if you wish. Start off with the tack shooter like right in this corner right here, and then build a cannon right after that. That does totally work. But personally, I don't mind starting with the cannon, getting a 3-0 cannon, because then I'll be totally safe until level 6. I don't even need to worry about level 2 towers. Yes, he is on YouTube. Daniel Lamb. Daniel Lamb is on YouTube right now. And this is probably going to be our last game because it's going to go late game, I'm assuming, or at least I hope that it's going to go late game. So we also need to get frag bombs. Holy crap, I forgot about getting frag bombs. So I'm going to put it on close as well. If cannon's on close, targeting, as far as targeting goes, a lot of your towers for targeting really doesn't matter that much. If you're a really, really new player. But as soon as you start getting, you know, up to about 1,000 battle score, you should definitely start realizing the importance of targeting. It is important. But it's not one of those things where it's like, oh my god, if you don't target the correct way, you're going to automatically lose every single game. It's not like that at all. In certain conditions, you know, daily challenges and certain maps, it's actually much more important. But as far as this map's considered, I wouldn't worry about it too much. I mean, and then what we need to do is start setting up blues, level 4, you know, you guys get it. And then if you notice, he's got a cannon and a boomerang over there. That is a reasonable defense, but I think he has a little bit of bad placement on those guys. His boomerang is not in the perfect spot. And he actually just bought a 3-0 boomerang. So he's got a 3-0 boomerang over here. What I can do is I can just get a quick 3-0 cannon, especially if he starts rushing me with these pink balloons or something like that. Let's get this up. And that'll help pop some of these random balloons that are trying to get through right now. Also, oh whoa, holy poopsicles. So he actually sold his 3-0 boomerang for a 2-3 boomerang, which was just plain weird. You never see that very often at all. I don't know, and I just usually feel like, don't change your mind during the middle of the game. If you already built it, just leave it there, because you're wasting money every time you sell something. Let me get a drink of water. I don't know why my throat's been so dry today, guys. So also, what else is going on? Well, I need to make sure I have something for level 6, so we need to make sure we get a 3-0 texture up, so let's get that guy. See if he tries to rush me with some black balloons. Looks gonna make him waste a little bit of economy if he does. And he's sending out green balloons. Indeed, the correct thing to do. Green balloons all over the place, so I will just keep sending out green balloons, and I won't even worry about my texture right now. And I'm just gonna keep just enough money for a 1 or 2-0 texture. Just in case he does try and rush me really quick. I'm surprised he's not rushing me with his black balloons. He should realize my weakness by now. I mean, maybe I really doubt that he understands that I have a texture just sitting here getting ready to be made. You know, that usually doesn't happen very often. But, anyways, here we go. Alrighty. I'm okay with getting more economy in this. And I'll actually stop on the next level for economy around 700 here. 700 is more than enough for me and for you guys. Like I said, 600, 500, 600, 700 should be more than enough for you guys. But since we're going late game, you know, we want to get as much economy as possible. So he's going with these regrow yellow, not regrow yellows, just yellows for right now. And that's more economy indeed for him as well. I also got my texture here, so just in case he does send out regrow blacks or something like that, they don't totally overwhelm me and kill me. I definitely don't want that to happen. And now, I think as soon as I get 800, I'm going to start saving up for a really solid defense. I need to make sure I have enough camo detection, because guess what? I usually just do not have enough camo detection. People who are smart realize that those 2-3 textures are actually not enough camo detection. Usually you want full camo detection like a mortar or something like that. But I don't know. I don't know, guys. I make do with what I have for these early towers. So first things first, I usually get a sniper. I usually get a sniper right here. Put him on strong, 1 and 2. So you got a 2. You got a 1-2 sniper, and there we go. We got this guy up to 3-0, so that should pop the black balloons, which should allow my cannon to pop the rest. Also, let's get our dart monkeys up. So let's go. 2-3 dart monkeys. 1-2, 1-2, 3, and 1-2, 1-2, and 3. And then we'll get even more of these guys. 1-2 and 1-2, and hopefully we can get some more of these guys up. As far as his defense goes, it's okay. I mean, we can't really kill him with anything. You know, it's taking a chance when you try and rush somebody with like something like right around now. You could probably beat them, but if they build something, you'll probably not beat them. So it's like an extreme chance, you know, like, are they ready for this or are they not ready for it? So level 15 is actually a bit difficult if you do not know how to beat it. I think the best way to do it is a couple 2-3 dart monkeys, a couple 2-0 cannons or something like that, and also having this 3-1 or 3-2 cannon is actually pretty darn important. Now I have a pretty reasonably solid defense, not the best defense in the entire world. If I had some boomerangs, I'd feel pretty safe, but as of right now, it is not the greatest thing. So what I want to do is I want to make sure I get a 4-2 cannon or something like that, and then start building some Moab Maulers just in case he does rush me on level 18. So here we go. We just need a little bit more money here. Just a little bit more money. There we go. We got a 4-2 cannon. So that 4-2 cannon makes me feel a lot safer. Now, camo balloons are still probably my weakness, you know, especially if he sends out a bunch of regrow, like blacks or regrow whites, and they're kind of low-level ones. If he sends out some really strong ones, my sniper will actually deal with them fairly well. But a bunch of middle-level balloons, my dart monkeys cannot usually deal with those if they are camos. So now it's about time, guys. Let's actually make him waste his money. So I'm actually going to get a couple of these guys. They are called frag bombs. So frag bombs are 2-0 cannons. Those guys are pretty darn good versus Moabs, but Moab Maulers are obviously just a little bit better. But if you don't have enough money for the Moab Maulers just yet, just stick with the frag bombs for now. I mean, look at this. Watch this action right there. Those guys will actually be able to beat the Moabs fairly easily. Also, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to get some more balloon popping power. So as far as balloon popping power goes, we're going to go for a 1-2-3. We're going to go for a 3-2 cannon. Now the reason for the 3-2 cannon is because now I have a 4-2 cannon and a 3-2 cannon, and those guys together with each other are actually really good for popping lots and lots of balloons, especially balloons that come out of Moabs, like ceramics and stuff like that. They're fantastic together. I usually recommend not getting a bunch of 4-2 cannons, especially if you can't afford them. Get one 4-2 cannon and then some other 3-2 cannons. And trust me, it works out fantastic. Now, as far as rushing this guy goes, I would honestly rush right now with a bunch of regrow ceramics, but we're gonna go for a little bit later game. So, I'm gonna send out a rush on level 22 if I feel like I can beat him with that. Now, also, it looks like his economy's probably a little bit weaker. So I'm actually gonna worry about my. Oh, so he's trying to rush me right now. He's trying to get these guys at 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and that should be enough Moab pop power, I believe, for one single BFB. Even if it is, see, look at that. Those camo balloons are actually getting through my defense just about. Holy crap! Now those camo balloons did get popped, and guess what's going to happen? These balloons should actually get popped, I hope. Whoa, what's going on here? I'm just lagging through. Oh my goodness, that was stupid. I just started lagging like crazy, and I just could not pop those balloons. Honestly, I feel like my defense was good enough to pop those balloons. 4-2 cannon and 3-0 cannon should be enough to pop those guys. I just started lagging for silly reasons. I should probably close Facebook and other tabs right now. But anyways, I know I logged a few games here, but at least you guys have a basic understanding of how you're supposed to play the game, what you're supposed to do if you don't have any of those really good towers, especially if you're having problems on level 6 and 8 and 10 and surviving those levels. So hopefully this helped you guys out. Thanks for watching and have a great day.